Welcome to the course. Hey everyone, welcome. I'm really glad you're here. I want to start by telling you why I decided to create this course. You see, I'm both a programmer and an accountant, so I know exactly what it's like to be in your shoes. I've been where you are, curious about programming, but maybe feeling a little unsure about where to start, especially from an accounting perspective. When I first started learning Python, I did what most people do. I went straight to YouTube. And let me tell you, there are some incredibly hardworking people out there making great tutorials. But here's the thing. As good as those videos are, I noticed that many of them aren't designed for absolute beginners, especially if you're coming from an accounting background. They often dive into complex coding concepts without really explaining the basics in a way that makes sense for someone just getting started. It can feel overwhelming, and I get that. I wish there was something out there that explained programming in plain, simple language, something that connected the dots between accounting and coding in a way that actually makes sense. That's why I decided to create this course. I want to teach Python and programming in a way that's easy to understand, even if you've never written a single line of code before. We're going to start from the ground up, using examples and projects that relate to accounting, so you can see exactly how this all ties into your field. My goal is to make this as relatable and practical as possible. By the end of this course, you'll not only know how to code, but you'll also see how powerful Python can be for automating tasks, analyzing data, and making your work as an accountant so much easier. So, whether you're a complete beginner or just looking to get more comfortable with programming, you're in the right place. Let's learn Python together, step by step, one line of code at a time. I promise to keep things simple, fun, and directly relevant to accounting. All right, let's get started. Any questions before we dive in? All right, so let's talk about Python. What exactly is it? Well, Python is a programming language. Basically, it's a way we communicate with computers to tell them what to do. Imagine it like giving step-by-step instructions, but instead of talking or writing in your native language, you're using special words and symbols that the computer understands. Now, why is Python such a big deal? It's everywhere. People use it for all sorts of things, from building websites and analyzing data to creating smart AI systems. Seriously, it's like the Swiss Army knife of programming languages. One of the coolest things about Python is how easy it is to learn. Its commands and rules, which we call syntax, are super straightforward and almost look like plain English. For example, if you want the computer to say something on the screen, you just type Python print, hello world. See? It's almost like you're writing a normal sentence. This makes Python perfect for beginners. Even if English isn't your first language, you'll find it pretty simple to follow along. So, to wrap it up, Python is a beginner-friendly programming language that lets you tell a computer what to do, and you can use it for all kinds of cool stuff. If you're just getting started with coding, Python's definitely the way to go. Why is Python useful for accountants in the age of AI? So why should accountants even care about Python, especially now with all this AI stuff going on? Well, in accounting, a lot of the work involves dealing with huge amounts of data and doing the same tasks over and over again. Think about sorting through hundreds of spreadsheets or comparing thousands of lines of numbers. That's a pain, right? Here's where Python comes in. It's like having a supercharged assistant. With Python, you can automate all those boring, repetitive tasks. For example, imagine needing to combine or compare hundreds of files. In Excel, that would take forever. But with Python, you can do it in seconds, literally. One expert even said, with just one line of code, you can combine 100 files together. It takes 1 second. Try doing that in Excel. That means accountants can save hours or even days of manual work just by letting Python do the heavy lifting. But wait, there's more. Python isn't just about speeding up boring tasks. It's also amazing for advanced analytics and working with AI. Now, don't get me wrong. Excel is great and all, but it has its limits. It struggles with super complex calculations, automation, or interactive dashboards. Python, on the other hand, is built to handle all that. It can do complicated math, make fancy charts, and even make predictions using AI models. And here's the kicker. More and more accounting tools are using AI behind the scenes. And guess what? Many of them run on Python. So if you know Python, you'll not only understand these new tools better, but also be able to use them more effectively. For example, Python has these things called libraries. Think of them as special add-ons for machine learning. You can use them to teach a program to spot patterns or even predict the future. An accountant could use this to forecast sales for the next quarter or automatically detect unusual transactions. Stuff that might be errors or even fraud. It's like a multi-tool for accountants. Python basically lets accountants do way more than just crunch numbers. It's like having a super advanced calculator that can also fetch data from different sources, clean it up, analyze it, and present the results. All without you having to lift a finger. And here's the best part. In today's world, where companies are using AI to automate everything, knowing Python lets accountants build and adjust their own automations. No more waiting on the IT team. This not only makes the work faster and more accurate, but also frees up time for more strategic analysis, since the routine stuff is all handled by the code. So to sum it up, Python is a game changer for accountants because it automates repetitive tasks, no more boring copy pasting, handles big data easily, no crashing spreadsheets, works seamlessly with modern AI tools to provide smarter insights. In short, Python is like a superpower for accountants in the age of AI. If you're looking to level up your career, learning Python is definitely the way to go. How Python is changing accounting. All right, imagine you're working late, surrounded by piles of Excel spreadsheets from different departments, each with expenses listed in slightly different ways. Normally, you'd have to open each one, copy-paste, maybe even retype some data to get a complete report. Sounds exhausting, right? Well, this is where Python can be a game changer. With a simple Python script, you can automatically pull data from all those spreadsheets and consolidate it into one report in seconds. No more repetitive manual work or worrying about typos. You just run the script and boom, all the numbers are neatly organized. It's like having a superpower for data entry. Cleaning and analyzing data faster. Now let's talk about data cleanup. We all know how messy data can get. Duplicate entries, inconsistent dates, misspelled names, the list goes on. Normally, you'd spend a ton of time fixing all that manually. But with Python and a powerful tool called Pandas, you can clean up data in just a few lines of code. For example, imagine you're handling a massive CSV file with thousands of transactions. Python can quickly fix formatting issues, sum up columns like total sales for each month, and even calculate financial ratios. And here's the best part. You can easily filter out transactions above a certain amount or find the average expense per category. It's way faster than scrolling through Excel manually, generating reports and visuals effortlessly. Let's face it, updating Excel reports every week is tedious, but with Python, you can automate that too. You can write a program that grabs the latest accounting data, like sales or expenses, and instantly generates an updated income statement or summary report. Not only that, but you can also create charts and graphs using libraries like Matplotlib. Imagine ending the month by running a Python script and getting a ready-to-share PDF or an interactive dashboard showing all the key financial statements. It could even highlight trends, like which expenses are growing the fastest or how revenue is changing over time. No more manually dragging formulas or updating charts. Predicting the future with Python and AI. Here's where it gets really exciting. Python can help you predict future financial trends using machine learning. Let's say you have 5 years worth of sales data. With Python, you can train a model to forecast next quarter's sales, or even predict which customers might pay late. And you don't need to be an AI expert to do this. Python's machine learning libraries make it surprisingly straightforward. You just plug in your historical data, and the model gives you a forecast, helping your company make more informed decisions. Python is also transforming auditing. Instead of manually sampling a few transactions, you can use Python to check every single one, flagging any unusual activity for closer review. This means more accurate audits and a better chance of catching issues that might slip through traditional methods. What happens if accountants don't learn Python or AI? All right, let's get real for a second. The accounting world is changing fast. If you're sticking to just traditional skills, like being great at manual Excel work, you might start to feel left behind. Why? because routine tasks that used to take hours are now being done by software or AI in minutes. Imagine applying for a job and finding out the company wants someone who can automate data entry, analyze big data sets, or create interactive financial reports. If you don't know how to use Python or AI tools, you might miss out. Employers are looking for people who can do more than just crunch numbers. They want accountants who can make processes faster and find valuable insights in all that data. Think about it this way. If you know Python, you're not just another accountant. You're the one who can save the team hours of work, reduce errors, and make better decisions faster. That's the kind of value employers are looking for, and it's the key to getting hired or promoted in today's market. More manual work, less efficiency. Let's be honest, no one likes spending hours copying and pasting data from one spreadsheet to another. But if you don't know how to automate those tasks, that's exactly what you'll be stuck doing. And the more manual work you have, the more likely you are to make mistakes. Think about it. Humans get tired. We make typos. We overlook details, especially when we're doing repetitive tasks. But a Python script? It does the same task perfectly every time, no matter how late it is or how many times you need it done. For example, merging several spreadsheets manually can take hours and drive you crazy. But with Python, you can automate the whole process. In seconds, all the data is organized and ready for analysis. This doesn't just save time, it also reduces the risk of errors. On the other hand, if you're stuck doing everything by hand, you'll always be playing catch-up with your workload, while others who use automation move on to more valuable tasks. Limited ability to add value. Here's the thing. Accounting isn't just about balancing the books anymore. It's about providing insights that help companies grow and make smarter decisions. And that's where AI comes in. AI can spot patterns, predict potential issues, like cash flow problems or fraud, and give strategic advice. If you don't know how to use these tools, you might miss these insights. You could end up stuck doing routine tasks while tech-savvy accountants are promoted to strategic advisory roles. In a team setting, you might have to rely on others to analyze data because you don't have the right skills. This can limit your role and growth over time. Meanwhile, accountants who know Python and AI are becoming indispensable. They're the ones streamlining processes, making smarter decisions, and driving innovation. Missing out on opportunities and innovation. Here's another important point. The industry is moving forward fast. Companies are adopting new software, using AI to improve efficiency, and even building their own automation tools. If you have Python skills, you can be a part of these exciting projects. Imagine being the person who helps implement a new AI-driven accounting system, or who codes a tool that makes a complicated process simple. That's not just valuable to the company. It's a great way to advance your own career. But if you don't learn these skills, you might be stuck doing things the old way while your colleagues are driving change. Eventually, this could even affect your job security. If a task gets fully automated and you only know how to do it manually, you could find your role changing, or worse, disappearing. By learning Python and AI, you're future-proofing your career. You'll be able to work alongside new technologies instead of being replaced by them. Evolve or get left behind. The reality is, Python and AI aren't just nice-to-have skills anymore. They're becoming essential in accounting. They let you automate tedious tasks, analyze massive datasets quickly, and even make intelligent predictions. And here's the good news. Python is one of the easiest programming languages to learn. Its syntax is like simple English, so even if programming feels new and intimidating, you can pick it up step by step. There are tons of resources to help you get started. Sure, not learning Python won't stop you from being an accountant, but it could make your job harder and limit your growth over time. The accounting field is evolving, and by learning Python, you can evolve with it. You'll be able to save time, reduce errors, and focus on meaningful analysis instead of manual calculations. So keep an open mind and don't be afraid to dive in. Even if it feels challenging at first, your future self and your future employers will thank you for taking the leap into tech-enhanced accounting. All right, that's a wrap for today, everyone. This was just our introduction to Python and why it's such a powerful tool for accountants. I hope you're starting to see the possibilities and getting a little excited about what we're going to learn. Next time, we're diving into the practical stuff. We'll start coding and get hands-on with Python, step by step. Don't worry if it still feels a bit new or overwhelming. That's completely normal. We're going to take it slow and make sure everything is crystal clear. So stay tuned for the next lesson. And hey, if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss any of the upcoming lessons. All right, great job today. Looking forward to seeing you all next time. Take care and keep that curiosity alive.